Today we will discuss about the short questions from the chapter Centrifugation. Question number 1. In what circumstances centrifugation is preferred over filtration? So we will discuss with answer. So here separating highly, it is applicable while separating highly viscous mixtures, and in case of separating colloidal dispersion where particle size is less than 5 micrometer. Here the difference in the density is less. So when actually density is less actually, and we are going for the separation of the viscous mixture, we will go for actually centrifugation. Okay. Next question is, give two applications of centrifugation. So what are the applications? First application is production of bulk drugs where drugs are separated from the mother liquid. Example, crystalline drug aspirin. And number 2 is to evaluate suspension and emulsion. So to evaluate the suspension and emulsion, actually here the centrifugation is used. When an emulsion is stable, there will be no sign of separation after centrifugation at 2000 to 3000 rpm also. So mainly in case of quality control or evaluation of suspension or emulsion, this kind of centrifugation is used. Question number 3 is, give the equation of centrifugal effect. So centrifugal effect is equal to 2.013 n square d. Centrifugal effect is proportional to diameter and it is proportional to the speed of rotation whole square. So here d is expressed in meters, that is diameter is expressed in meter, and n actually is expressed in per second. And another way actually we have to know the centrifugal effect is equal to F by G, that is force acting in radial direction by gravitational force. What are sedimentation centrifuges? Give two examples. So here the answer is, it is a type of centrifuge which produce sedimentation of solid based on the difference of the densities of two or more phases of mixture. Example is supercentrifuge and horizontal continuous centrifuge. So mainly actually it is based on the sedimentation part when we are separating the phases of mixture. Question number 5. What do you mean by ultracentrifugation? And here some extra question is also there. Based on mechanism of separation, how centrifuges are classified. So as per the mechanism of separation, centrifuges are of two types, that is sedimentation centrifuge and ultracentrifugation. Both are sedimentation centrifuge. Okay. And here actually ultracentrifugation means in case of colloidal sample, when extremely fine solid matter is supposed to separate it from the liquid, ultracentrifugation is used. So speed can exceed from 1 lakh rpm per minute and forces up to 1 million times gravity. Question number 6. In which circumstances non-perforated basket centrifuge is being used? Answer is, non-perforated basket centrifuges are useful when the deposited solids offer high resistance to the flow of the liquid. 7. What are the filtration centrifuges? Give two example. So here actually we have to C. The answer that in this kind of centrifuge, solids are retained by porous, allowing the liquid to separate faster by means of centrifugal effect. Examples are perforated basket centrifuge and super centrifuge. Question comes, give two uses of perforated basket centrifuge. It is used mainly to separate crystalline drugs from the mother liquor, and it is used for the separation of sugar crystals. The difference between perforated basket type and non-perforated basket type centrifuge. So in perforated basket type, the separation is through a perforated wall based on the differences in the densities of solid and liquid phases. But in non-perforated type, the separation based on the differences in the densities of solid and liquid without a porous barrier. So there will be no porous barrier. The question number 9. What are the uses of super centrifuge? What is the principle of centrifuge? And give one variant of centrifuge. In answer, we will see that what is the use of centrifuge. It is used for the separation of liquid phases of emulsion in foods and pharmaceutical. Second is super centrifuge is a type of sedimentation centrifuge. Here the separation occurs between or based on the difference between the two immiscible liquid. So here it is actually the principle of super centrifuge. Here the heavier liquid is thrown against the wall, and while the liquid remains as an inner layer. Layers are separated by modified weights. Okay, and what is the variant of super centrifuge? Is tubular bowl centrifuge is one of the variant of super centrifuge. Question number 10 is give one examples of the following commercial type centrifuge filtration type. So they may ask you that give one example of continuous type, give one example of semi-continuous type, or give one examples of laboratory type centrifuge. Okay, so continuous type is super centrifuge, semi-continuous is short cycle batch type, and perforated basket centrifuge will be in batch type, and laboratory scale angle centrifuge and ultra centrifuge. So they may ask you in a question, actually short question, that what is the example, or give one examples of each of the commercial type centrifuge, which is filtration type. So all those are filtration types. From centrifugation I am giving 10 short questions. Okay, so those are important for 2 marks question. So these 2 marks question actually separately they may come in two short questions, or with broad questions they may be added in final exams also. Okay.